let's try this again. Um, Technical difficulties once more. I was actually inking. I started inking this page, but on the wrong channel. So, whoops. Let's see if we got this working now. This should be on the Pegamus station, right? Hopefully we're live. Connected. Sorry about this. Just getting used to it myself. This is a new thing here we're doing. Your channel. Okay, here we go. Videos. All right, we got live. We're live. We got live. I'll put my hand in front of it and see. Does that show up on my screen? Hi, y'all. All right, we are live finally. Okay, sorry about all that. So I just spent the last little while talking to myself because I was on the wrong channel. And this is a problem I've got because YouTube needs like 1,000 subscribers, of which I don't have 1,000 subscribers here yet on Pegamus. And I had to find a workaround. So I'm trying this app on my phone called Streamlabs, and hopefully this works. If it does, awesome. Tried doing this earlier, yeah, it just was not working. And then when I did get it working, it was on the wrong channel. So, oops. Mistakes were made. So I was saying, to recap everything I said earlier, I've been doing good, but I've been hitting about 2 pages a day, and this is just starting my second page today. So this is really slow starting. It's like just about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But it is what it is. So it's a fun page at least. It's not the hardest page. Big Monster Fish ink. So that's all good. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. It's starting to get pretty windy outside. We're supposed to get a bunch of snow tonight. We shall see. I'm too impatient. I'm gonna get my hands in the wet ink. Boop, 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 all over. I just know it. Because I do it all the time. It's supposed to be one of those like deep sea fish. They're so freaky looking. You don't even have to make up monsters, just look under the ocean. Deep sea video fish. They're freaky. So one of the hopes of the live streaming right now is that it keeps me sitting in my chair, so I don't wander off in search of snacks or anything else to do to keep my attention sitting here doing the page for a little while. And I can't just check my phone because I'm using it. Ha ha ha. So if you don't know about the Ragdolls here, the page that I'm working on, this is called the Radically Rearranged Ronin Ragdolls. This is a project I'm working on with Kevin Eastman, David Avallone, Ben Bishop. Main series is called Drawing Blood. It's a Kickstarter that they ran a couple of years ago for the first book. We got fully funded, and we ran a second Kickstarter for the second series, and that's what this is a part of. And the Ragdolls are actually like secondary to the main story, which is Drawing Blood, that's drawn by Ben Bishop. Ben's got a main lead on the story there that David and Kevin are working on, and then me and Eastman drop in every so often, and we draw select pages from there. Kevin draws like flashback pages. I draw any kind of weird hallucination pages that the main character is having, involving the cats here, which are his creation. So to try and explain the Ragdolls, so I'm sure you guys are all just, familiar with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? The whole story behind them. So this is a weird kind of metafiction. Kevin and David came up with this crazy idea. These two brothers, Shane and Paul Bookman, in the 90s were inspired by the Ninja Turtles and decided they wanted to create their own fictional characters, kind of in that vein of the Ninja Turtles. And that their idea was what I'm doing here, the Radically Rearranged Ronin Ragdolls. And the main story, Drawing Blood, deals with, well, it focuses mainly on Shane and kind of the ramifications of, what happened with his creation. So much like Kevin, he's like a lot of success, very young, some questionable choices were made, and he's dealing with the ramifications and fallout of having lost control of the very thing that made him famous. So that's kind of his story happening in the Drawing Blood series. The Ragdolls comics that we're doing are kind of like, well, these are the comics that those guys made. So it's a weird comic within a comic narrative thing. The first issue of the Ragdolls that we did too, which came with the first issue, Drawing Blood. Actually, if you go, I think you can order now. The collected volume is coming out in Diamond right now, and it includes the first issue of the Ragdolls. So if you weren't on the Kickstarter and you missed that whole thing and it interests you, now's your chance to kind of like check that out. Your local comic shop should be able to order that through Diamond. So this is going to be the follow up to that. Yeah, the first one was very much meant to be like an indie comic origin story. So Kevin had done all the preliminary drawings and layouts for the comic, and then I went over it kind of thing and put, I guess, my spin on it or my take on it, my polish on it, whatever, using his layouts as basically my template and my guide. So it was a pretty neat hybrid, and it was certainly a interesting experience for me. Both working with Kevin and actually working in that fashion. So I don't know, I have mixed feelings about how I handled it, but like, I guess it's like any artist, right? Yeah, you're very self-critical sort of thing. So it was definitely working with that outside of my comfort zone, which is good. Kevin's got a very different sense of layouts than I do, and how he would lay out a page to tell a story. I didn't know that I could like keep doing that, so I had this idea of doing the next iteration of the Ragdolls characters, and that would be like same as the Ninja Turtles when they were doing their, you know, they went from gritty indie comic to Nickelodeon cowabunga, take it to like the Ragdolls adventures kind of thing, and Kevin and David and everyone thought it was a pretty good idea. So I pitched a story idea, and David ran with that, and here we are. So I think we're gonna do this as a double-sized issue as part of the Kickstarter that was funded last year. I don't think they're gonna release them. I'm doing it like it's two separate issues, but I think we might just do it as a double-sized complete. I guess it depends. They got final say on what they want to do with it. I'm working on the second part of it right now, the second issue. Leonardo Ito is currently working on the colors for issue one as we speak. So hopefully I'm trying to get this issue inked all done for next Friday, March 6th. My birthday is March 7th. Happy birthday. Um, I just want to have it done before then. Then I got about a week or so of doing a lot of pickup work with little bits of drawing blood. I got a commission I got to deal with and some other stuff like that. I just want to get my plate clean. Um, we're going to be running the Angor Napkin final Kickstarter in April. So I got some coloring I got to do. I got to finish up about 20 or so comic strips I got to color and an epilogue and, basically assemble the book and get it ready for going for print. So lots to do. Anyways, I'm having fun with this. And I don't know. We'll see what happens next. There's supposed to be some more drawing blood happening. So there'll probably be more of that happening online with Kickstarters in the future. Got to get Volume 2 out here first, probably before we think about Volume 3, right? I think my brush is starting to get a little ratty. It's not really holding a nice little line like it was back when I started this issue. Historically, I've been very lazy, like artist inker with that. I like using brush pens and stuff, and mostly it's just out of the convenience of I don't have to dip it in a jar and clean the brush and take care of it and just go. But I'm starting to get over that because the lines you get out of those, the Kuretake and the Pentels are just so ugly that it wasn't fun anymore. I didn't know. The lines would be really thick and kind of gross looking to me. So just having a little bit more of a finer touch with his Winsor & Newton brushes, the actual sable hair brush, like a real comic artist would use. Um, I guess that's me growing up. Look at him grow up. Now, I don't know if you can hear it on the phone there or through the audio, but I think we're getting some freezing rain outside. So you might hear little tick tick sounds. It's damn cold here in PEI. It looks like the stream's coming through pretty good. That's nice. Maybe this will work. Maybe this will continue to work. Ah! See? Look, smudge. Right there. Mistakes were made. Usually Fred and I are working and one of us yells out a curse word or swears or something. It's because we smudged ink on our page. We've ruined it. Start over. I hear the footsteps from my son. It's because there's freezing rain happening outside, buddy. Yeah, it's cold ice pellets hitting the window and stuff. Ugh, it's that smudge. Why? Now my cat's chirping at me. So this is a super fun issue with a bunch of fish monsters in it. It's gonna be hard to see what they are down here, but these are a bunch of like jellyfish that are floating below. I'm gonna ink these lines with a pen in the background. I tend to do it by a brush pen, and I realized just how friggin' off the mark I go. Especially when you gotta get right in there. Exciting life of watching a comic or artist ink. Luckily, we have Photoshop. Fix all our mistakes. hear you, Deku. Meow meow. The kitty just came in and rubbed my leg. Nice cat. What's up, Deku? You waiting for food? Alright, there's channel 1. More or less. A couple little spots and details. Didn't take long. Then we'll get back into the fun stuff. The brush is getting so ratty. It's nice when you get to do a bit more of the close-ups and you get some thick and thin lines really a bit more noticeable. You're working so far away from the characters and they just have to be thin little lines, all the details dropped out. Not as much fun to get in there. There's so much going on in this part of the story, this big action sequence, so can't get in too close without losing what's happening as far as the environment of everything. Where is everything? Poor cat's just a meowing out there. They just know it's like close to supper time. And they cannot relax. Not while there's a potential of food to be had. It's just over a week ago now. Brenda and I were at the Fan Expo in Vancouver, and that was a lot of fun. I hadn't been to Vancouver before outside of like being in the airport, so actually being on the ground for a few days was good. We're hoping to, you know, stay a bit longer or see some actual sights. Like Stanley Park was really close, and we wanted to go, but it was just didn't work out. And it wasn't cold, but it wasn't warm either. So we'll have to go back when it's nice and warm. Got to see a friend of mine from high school, Jill. Hi, Jill. That was nice. Hadn't seen her in a long time, like 23 years. So that was cool. Get caught up, hey, what have you been up to for 23 years? Eat some good food. Had fun at the convention. I did really well at the show, actually. A lot of Rick and Morty fans there, and I met a major fan of Franklin the Turtle. I don't know how it came up, but he was talking to Brenda about something, and he mentioned Franklin the Turtle. And I think I started growling, and then he came over to me, and I told him I'd worked on Franklin the Turtle cartoon, background artist for like 4 seasons. And I was like famous to him all of a sudden. He's like, "Oh, you're famous." Yo, brother. Not what I would imagine my day going around saying I'm famous for working on Franklin the Turtle. But paid the bills for a few years. He's a weird dude. But, he liked his Franklin the Turtle. We picked up some fun books. We got Laser Moose from Doug Savage. Been reading those to Nathan, as well as on my own. And they're super funny. And Lake of Fire, Nathan Fairbairn and Matt Smith. Beautifully drawn book, great story. Alright, time for those enemy speed line type things. Hey Deku, what's up? Meow meow. No, you can't come up here. Don't jump on me right now, cat. I don't know how Kirby could do these things so well. So chunky. I can get them sort of straight and stuff, but just something about it, the way Kirby did it. It looked much better than the way I do it. Close call, Tezuka. Snomp. that was a quick one. There we go. Top two panels. Snap. Alright, I'm going to take just a second. Put the word out on my social media that I'm doing this, because not a whole lot of people are finding it right now. So, you just stare at that for a minute, and I'll get back to you. There we go. Ah, Leo's watching. Hey, Leo. What's up, buddy? Alright, back out of here. Down to panel 3. What time are we? 20 after 4. Oh, it's 4:20, everybody. 4:20. Smoke them if you got them. It's in Canada, right? It's legal. You're allowed. It's medicinal. Okie dokie. Let's see now. Hey, Clayton. Look, dude, I finally got it working. Hopefully it looks alright in your end, guys. My noob is showing, so, you know. Don't think that that breaks any, like, legal laws on YouTube, but my noob is showing. Looks good, sounds good, tastes okay. Clayton, what did I tell you about licking the screen? Get little power surges here as we got that storm front moving in PEI. Freezing rain right now. And, yeah, power keeps kind of flickering on me here. So if I just vanish all of a sudden, It's because the power went out. Or the rapture took me, perhaps. One or the other. Whatever's more likely. Drink that coffee, boy. I drank a lot of coffee today, too. And it wasn't helping. I've been working really slow today. Really slow. The coffee does nothing. Yeah, well, I'm hoping the streaming thing works okay for YouTube there. Um, as I mentioned before, you need 1,000 subscribers before they let you go live on mobile, and that kind of you got to use mobile. It's pretty tricky to set up a Macintosh computer hanging looking down over my drawing desk, so that's not helpful. So I'm using a what is it called? Streamlabs app or something here. So I'm trying this out and seeing how it works. So far, so good, I think. But it'd be good if I could just get the number of subscribers up here eventually, and not have to rely on third-party kind of software just to get up on YouTube. Thanks, Clayton. Bring on the three people. Three people. Like and subscribe. All that stuff, you know? Help a brother out. More than three. Four? Don't get my hopes up, man. Clayton, it's all appreciated. Thanks, dude. Shout out to my three viewers. How y'all doing today? Hopefully somewhere warmer and drier than where I am. Well, Clayton, you're in St. John, so you're probably cold and damp too. Which is just a default of all people from St. John, right? Have I seen the post about the goofy looking inflatable bag pants? Yes, I have. Um, I don't know how to feel about them. I may or may not buy a pair. I mean, probably not, but you know, fashion has a way of it's working its way into my life somehow. I'd have to retire my MC Hammer pants though. I can't have two pants like that epic in one house, and it's gonna be hard to part with the MC Hammer pants, man. I shouldn't have to say that. You understand. Okay, one sec. I'll be right back. I gotta check on my cats for a second. The cats get very destructive around supper time when they're not being fed. So I can hear them in the kitchen on the counter taunting me. Wow, it sounds nasty out there. could rebrand this channel as one of those ASMR things, you know? Just so mellow and soothing and zen. You just watch for hours. Calm, relaxed. Oh, I hear my son coming upstairs. Yes, Nathan? No, buddy, we're gonna make some supper soon. Did you eat all your snacks from your lunch earlier? No. Hmm? What do you have left over?
I only have a rice cake.
Yeah, you want to go eat your rice cake?
I think there's something else.
Yeah, like what?
No.
You don't know.
Pepperoni, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You gonna go eat that?
Yeah, maybe downstairs they're watching Secret Leo.
Don't make a mess, please.
Know what?
You'll bring all your stuff up when you're done, right?
Yeah, and know what?
What?
Secret Leo I actually watched when I was like really small.
You did? You remember it?
Yeah.
Wow.
When I saw it on Netflix, I was like, I remember watching that.
Yeah, when you're really small, eh? And how old are you now?
6.
You're 6.
Even though that's a kid show, I think that
These are funny. What's on?
it's a get you with my loose tubes. I'm just picking little pieces of the rice cake and then putting it in like one of my jaws so it doesn't touch my loose tooth.
Okay, that's a smart way to go.
And it doesn't hurt whenever I do that.
Good.
But pepperoni, it's not fruit, and I chew it off my loose tooth, definitely doesn't hurt. Pepperoni's soft for my tooth. The lower part has some hard little pieces in it. But I ate it all. So with that, for bedtime story, I'm definitely going to read my Wiggly Tooth book because I got a wiggly tooth.
Right. Are we gonna finish reading Laser Moose and the Time Trout tonight?
Yeah.
Good. I want to know what happens.
Did you know at some point they actually built a world with dinosaurs?
No spoilers.
That's the only spoiler.
10 to 5. Ooh, cats are getting mad now. I'm only going to get so far on this page here, and I'm going to have to stop and actually deal with, you know, feeding the cats and the kids and myself. So I'll probably have to pick this up later tonight. Finish it. For it must be done. This is definitely tricky to figure out. This giant fish is chasing Tezuka into an alley. So you have to draw it all kind of squished and stuff. Trying to figure out how to lay that out was a challenge. There you go. Fish chasing Tezuka down an alley. I think I'm gonna have to wrap this up here now. For now, I still got 3 panels to do before the night's out. So I might pop on again a little bit later. Sure. There we go. That's the full page happening. Ink jar. I'm dabbing on my ink brush tools and all that junk right over here. Alright, gang. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, probably back later tonight. So, see ya. I say that like, how do I end this now? Okay.